I used to close winners too early. Not by a little, by a lot. I'd be up 50 points on a trade and I'd close it. Take the win, feel good about myself, move on to the next one. And then I'd watch it run 200 points without me. This happened so many times that I should have learned, but I didn't. Because learning it meant confronting something about myself that I didn't want to see. It meant admitting that my need to feel like a winner, right now, immediately, in this moment, was stronger than my willingness to let the market tell me when a trade was actually done. It took me 10 years to fix it. 10 years of watching money walk away. 10 years of being right but not rich. 10 years of telling myself tomorrow would be different, knowing it wouldn't be. Until finally something broke in me, and I had to learn to let winners run. The first time I remember doing it, I was maybe 5 years into trading. I had a position. Good entry. The market was moving. I was up, not a huge amount, maybe 30, 40 points. Enough to feel good, enough to feel like I'd won the trade, and I closed it. The market kept going, ran another 100 points in the direction I'd predicted, and I watched it happen. Felt the regret wash over me like a wave. But it was too late. I was out. I'd already captured my little win and mentally moved on. I remember thinking, tomorrow I'll hold longer. Tomorrow came, and I did the exact same thing. And the day after that, and the day after that. For years, this was my pattern. I was phenomenally good at being right about the direction. My setups worked. My entries were clean. But I had this invisible ceiling on every trade. 30 points, 40 points, maybe 50 if I was feeling brave. And the moment I hit that ceiling, I was out. It was like I had a psychological stop-loss at a very small profit. Now, I didn't understand why I was doing this at the time. I told myself I was being disciplined. I told myself I was taking profits. I told myself this was what good traders did. Lock in gains, no matter how small. But that was a lie I was telling myself. The truth was something different, and I couldn't see it clearly until much later. The truth was that I was terrified of giving back a win. I'd get into a trade, the market would move in my direction, and I'd feel this rush, relief, validation. I was right. I called it correctly. And in that moment, I had a choice. Hold and let the market tell me when to get out, or close and lock in the feeling of being right. I always chose the feeling, because the feeling was now. It was concrete. It was proof. If I closed the trade, I had the proof in my account that I'd won. But if I held it, there was a risk. The market could reverse. I could give some of it back, or all of it, or more. And then I wouldn't have the proof anymore. I'd have the regret instead. And my brain would do anything to avoid that regret in the moment, even if it meant creating a bigger regret later. I remember talking to a veteran trader about this, guy who'd been around forever, and I told him my problem. I said, I keep closing winners too early. I don't know why. I know I should hold longer, but when I'm up, I just want to get out. He looked at me for a long time, and then he said something that stuck with me. He said, "You're not closing winners too early. You're closing them because you don't believe they're real yet. You think the moment you lock it in, that's when it becomes real. But that's backwards. The trade is only real when you let it tell you when it's done. Until then, you're just guessing. And your guesses are small because you're scared." That hit me, because he was right. I didn't actually trust my own read of the market. I was right about direction. The data showed that. But I didn't trust that rightness enough to let it play out. So I'd take a small piece and run. It was like I didn't believe in my own edge. So I tried to change. I really did. I'd tell myself, this time I'm going to hold. This time I'm going to let it run. And I'd get into a trade. Market would move. I'd be up. And the second it pulled back, even a little bit, I'd panic. Because now the profit wasn't as big, now it wasn't as clean, now I could lose it. And the fear of losing it was stronger than the discipline to hold it. So I'd close. Again, same pattern, different day. This went on for years, not months, years. And it wasn't because I lacked discipline in other areas. I had discipline. I could follow a trading plan. I could take losses. I could manage risk. But this one thing, holding a winner, I just couldn't do it. Then one day, I made a trade that changed something. I got in. Good entry. Market moved. I was up 80 points. And the market pulled back. 5 points. 10 points. And that's when my old instinct kicked in. Close it. Lock it in. Don't give any back. And I didn't close it. Not because I was brave. Not because I'd suddenly overcome my fear, but because I was tired of this pattern, tired of watching trades run without me, tired of being right but never getting the full benefit of being right. So instead of closing, I sat with the discomfort. The market was down to being up 70 points. I was sweating. My instinct was screaming at me to get out, but I just sat there. And then the market moved. 10 points higher, 15, 20, and suddenly I was up 100 points. Then 120, then 150, and I still didn't close, because something had shifted. The fear was still there, but it was different now. It was less about losing the profit and more about just waiting, watching, seeing how far this thing could go. The trade eventually closed with a 200-point profit. By my standards at the time, that was huge. I'd never held a winner that long before, and that night, something in my brain rewired. But here's the thing. Just because I did it once doesn't mean I suddenly became good at it. I did it once. Then I went back to my old pattern. Closed winners too early. Lost the next 5 trades worth of potential gain by exiting too soon. But now I had proof. I had one data point that said, if you hold, the money is bigger. And that one data point started to matter more than my fear. So I tried again, and again, and again. Each time I held a little longer, each time I fought through the discomfort a little more, each time I had to confront the feeling that I was about to lose everything I'd gained. There's a specific feeling you get when you're holding a winner and the market pulls back against you. It's not just fear, it's a kind of betrayal. You were right. The market confirmed you were right, but now it's testing you. It's asking, do you really believe what you just saw? Or was it luck? And your instinct is to say, it was luck. Get out. Protect yourself. But if you can stay quiet through that moment, if you can just sit and let the feeling wash over you without acting on it, something else happens. The market usually continues in your direction. It was just a pullback, a pause, a moment of consolidation before the next leg. And when it does, you realize, I was being tested, and I passed. That realization is powerful, because it's not just about the money. It's about learning that you can trust yourself, that your read was correct, that you don't have to close the moment the profit exists. You can let the market tell you when it's really done. The 10 years, and I'm not exaggerating, it was really close to 10 years, those 10 years were spent learning to sit with that feeling over and over again, hundreds of times, maybe thousands. Each trade taught me something. Sometimes it taught me that I was right and needed to hold. Sometimes it taught me that I was wrong and should have exited sooner. But the pattern was clear. The trades I held through the discomfort were almost always bigger winners than the trades I exited quickly. It sounds obvious when I say it like that, but living it is different. Because living it means being willing to be uncomfortable, to watch a 40-point winner become a 30-point winner and not panic. To watch a 100-point winner get cut in half and trust that it's coming back. To be wrong sometimes, to hold and have the market reverse and give it all back, and still keep holding the next time because you know the pattern works. That's the psychological battle. That's the 10 years. I don't know exactly when it flipped for me. There was no one moment where I suddenly became the guy who could let winners run. It was gradual. A shift in how I experienced the market. A deepening of trust in my own process. But at some point, I realized I was doing it. I was holding trades longer. I was letting the market move through pullbacks without panicking. And the average trade size had gone way up. Not because I was taking bigger positions, because I was letting winners compound. So what did I learn about letting winners run? First, it's not about greed, it's about trust. The reason most traders close winners too early is not because they're disciplined. It's because they don't trust their read. They don't trust that the move they identified will actually play out. So they take a small piece and run. It's a risk mitigation strategy dressed up as discipline. But real discipline is different. Real discipline is trusting your process enough to let it work. It means closing a trade when the signal tells you to close it, not when your fear tells you to. Second, there is a specific psychological feeling that marks the difference between a winner that needs to run and a winner that's done. You learn it by living it, by holding through pullbacks, by experiencing the relief when the market continues after you thought it was over, by also experiencing the pain of holding too long and giving it all back. Once you've felt both, you start to develop an intuition for the difference. You can't describe it, you just feel it. Third, the biggest winners are never comfortable. If you're holding a trade and it feels comfortable, if the market is just steadily grinding higher and you're relaxed, that's probably a small winner. The big winners are the ones that make you sweat, the ones where the market tests you multiple times, the ones where you have to choose between the feeling of being right now and the reality of potentially being much more right later. The comfort is a trap. It's your brain trying to get you to close and lock in the feeling. But the real money is in the discomfort. I tell traders this and I can see it in their eyes. They don't believe me. They think their case is different. They think they're the exception. They think they can figure out the top and exit at the perfect moment. But I was the same way. And it took me 10 years to learn that the market doesn't tell you the top in real time. It tells you after. The only way to catch the big moves is to be willing to be in them when they're messy, when they're pulling back, when they're testing your nerve. And the only way to have the nerve to hold is to have held enough times to know that the tests usually pass, that the pullbacks are usually just the market gathering momentum, that the discomfort is the price of the big money. These days, when I'm in a winner and the market pulls back, I don't panic. I just sit. I watch the structure. I see if the pullback is a continuation signal or a reversal signal. And I hold. Not because I'm fearless, because I've learned that fear and opportunity are usually on the same side of the table. The market that makes you uncomfortable is usually the market that's about to reward you. It just took me 10 years to believe it.